Kia ora everyone, it's Munib from Social Driving Academy. Today I've got Emily with me for a restricted mock driving test in Takanini. So she's got her test booked in on the 9th, on the 2nd of March. And is that going to be your first attempt,
Yes,
Emily?
yeah,
cool. And you got your license in July last year, and you've been doing loads of driving, and this is going to be your first attempt. Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll go for a drive around the test area. We'll do a mock driving test. I'll give you feedback as we drive along. I'll give you directions. We'll do some change lanes. We'll do a reverse parallel park, 3-point turn, and then towards the end we'll come back and debrief.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
No? Cool. So then whenever you're ready, Emily, take your time.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go into park, into drive, release the handbrake, and then we'll turn right out of this car park and left onto the road.
Yeah.
And then we'll slowly work our way towards the VTNZ.
Cool.
And left over here. And let's do a left turn at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't see, you can pull forward and to the left slowly, ever so slowly, and a little bit more to the left, so that you're trying to stay off the road as much as possible. Otherwise, if you're not sure, you could just wait.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Quite hard to see.
Yeah, no, that's fine then. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Yep, if you can't see, don't go.
Yeah.
Just wait till they go, and then once you can see, then you can make a... That's nice and easy, no worries. And then we'll do a left turn at the intersection here. Nice, good work. At the next street, turn left. In that situation there, Emily, because you're sort of almost going over the center of the road, you know, you'd want to indicate for that, and then check your mirrors, check your blind spot, go over, and then indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot to come back in. Yeah. At this intersection, we'll continue straight ahead. At the end of the road, we'll turn right. At the next street, turn right. And left turn into the next street. Emily, how about we park up next to the silver car here,
Yeah.
and then we reverse parallel park behind
Okay.
it.
Yep.
Cool. And then handbrake up
Oh, yeah.
once you're done as well.
Okay.
Good, good. How did that go?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Do you feel like you might have forgotten to do anything?
No,
No?
don't think so.
Yeah, I think that was well
Yeah.
done too. The only thing I think perhaps that you could have done more of is scan the blind spots too.
Okay.
For example, when you pulled up next to this car, you'd want to indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot
Yeah.
then too, because
Oh, okay.
you're pulling up, you
Yeah.
know, you're parking up, and then check your blind spots both before you begin to reverse.
Yeah.
And then you do that maneuver. Perhaps you could even do that. I mean, that was nice and confidently done.
Yeah.
But perhaps it could have been done a bit slower,
Oh, okay.
because you do have a 2-minute allowance to do this maneuver.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a guess at how long you might have done it in?
Like 20 seconds or
Yeah,
something?
that's right. You know, and then it's not a lot of time, but you've just given the testing officer another minute and 40 seconds to make you do some other random
right,
stuff. You know,
okay.
driving around.
Yeah.
So take your time. You know, use that allowance
Yeah.
to do it nice and slowly.
And in the test, I can, like, if I do it wrong, I can redo it.
Yes,
and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do it slowly, then you know you can take your time a little bit more, and
Yeah.
then make sure that you get it right,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to reattempt it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then same sort of thing, like so you went sharp, and then you kind of stopped there, and then you pulled forward, and then before you do that next sort of reverse maneuver, you
Yeah.
check both your blind spots as
okay.
well. Then, other than that, that was pretty good. You've stopped certainly within 30 centimeters of the curb.
Yeah.
You're between 1.5, 2 meters away from the car in front of you. You're at least a meter away from any driveway, so that's all good. Just those blind spot checks as well. Cool. So when you're ready, then you can move off.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. Yep, coming back in over to the left. So making sure you don't end up going too wide.
Yeah.
Just staying more to the left as best as possible. And then work your way around the end of the road here. Watching out for this guy here.
Do I have to say
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You do. So indicate, check your mirrors, check your blind spot, right. Yes. Just like you would do for a 3-point turn or a U-turn. At the end of the road, let's turn left. Yeah, making sure you don't go wider than necessary.
Yeah.
At the end of the road, turn left. At the end of the road, turn right. At the end of the road, turn left. Quick scan to the left while you're waiting, Emily.
Yes.
You know, just up into the path that we're,
Yeah.
you know, about to go up. Yeah, so while you're waiting to do a left turn, waiting for, you know, a bunch of cars to pass you, you might as well have a quick look into the path, you know, and then get a heads up of what's about to come, speed signs, any hazards, the path. At the roundabout, let's take the third exit, right turn. At the roundabout, let's continue straight ahead. Second exit. At the traffic light, let's turn right. At the roundabout, second exit, right turn. At the roundabout, first exit. Yeah, that's that thing about the halfway point.
Right.
Yeah. If it does that, just let it be for a couple of seconds, and then if it doesn't cancel itself, then you can readjust it.
Okay.
Yeah. At the traffic light, we'll turn left. Good, good. I like that you indicated check your mirrors, check your blind spot for the merge.
Yeah.
It did feel a little bit delayed though, a little
Yeah.
bit late,
Yeah.
like or last minute. Did you notice it only then, or did you?
Yeah, I only just realized.
So you know when you've made that turn left into this onto this main road, you know ideally you're looking all the way up as you're making the turn, you know, and you're turning sort of kind of slowly, and then you're just looking all the way up, so that you can identify those changes early.
Yeah.
And when the lane splits like this, generally by default you should move into the left lane.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when the lane splits into two, you should indicate to show which lane you're moving into. Indicate mirrors blind spot. Let's go straight ahead at the roundabout here. And then try and identify all the lane splits and merges early by scanning ahead, looking for any signs, any lane markings early. Nice. Yes. Mirror blind spot. Yeah. Good. Left turn into this first street here. Not sure whether you noticed the cycle lane there on the left-hand
yeah.
side, did you? Yeah.
I kind of crossed it a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
did, just
Yeah.
towards the end there. So ideally you'd stay off it.
Yeah.
And let's turn right into this first street here. And then let's just park alongside the left by the bin here on the left. Just pretend that the gutter is a curb. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's do a 3-point turn. Let's
Okay.
turn around. At the end of the road, let's turn right. Right, this one's going to be a bit of a tricky maneuver, Emily.
Yeah.
We're going to turn left here, but then we need to turn right at the roundabout.
Okay.
So we're turning left here, and then we need to move into that the inside lane on the other side there.
In this case, can I go straight?
Yes, you
Over to
can.
the right?
If there's a clearance on the right, then you
Yeah.
can go directly into the far right lane.
Okay.
But you'd indicate as well for that change
Yeah.
lane.
Okay.
You'd indicate right. Just show that you're going to go into the outer lane. Yep. And then indicate right to show that you're moving into the outer. Nicely done. And then a right turn at the roundabout. To fourth exit. And that was a merge there as well.
Oh,
The two
yeah.
lanes became one. Nice. And just make sure that you're exaggerating that blind spot
Yeah.
too, you know.
Okay.
Just make sure that you're looking back in behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
Let's change lanes to the right when safe.
Yeah.
And then Emily, let's turn left into the next street coming up.
Okay.
Remember to stay outside of the cycle lane until you're ready to make the turn. Perhaps you can start to indicate as well, just so that this person knows what you're about to do. Easy. Let's turn left into the next street. And then work your way around the dead end at the end. So, nice, good work. Let's do another left turn at the end here. Let's pull up alongside this blue car and do another reverse parallel park.
Yeah.
Okay, check your mirrors, indicate blind spot left. Both your blind spots. Yeah. Take your time. Remember, you've got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take your time. Slower. I'd be even slower. Probably going to be a tight maneuver.
Yeah. Kind of have to redo
Yeah, yeah. Just pull forward, and I think you probably started turning to the left a bit too soon.
Yeah.
What's your reference? What are you normally looking for?
Like the boot of the car, kind of.
Our
when,
boot?
My wheel gets
Our,
their one.
Their boot and our wheel?
Yeah.
Our rear wheel?
Yeah. Oh, we're kind of like by the door.
Oh, yeah. It's probably a better angle then for that kind of, for those references, and you probably don't want to turn too much. And then what you do is you just pull as far forward as you could. So we've probably still got about a good meter or so in between us and the car in front. Yeah, that's good there. Cool. And that should ensure that we're far away enough. Cool. Yeah, that's good. So you're using the boot of the car and the rear tire.
Yeah.
Over to you. I mean, that's one technique, but then I suppose then you're not making those sharp turns then, or you shouldn't be making those sharp turns.
Yeah.
Then you're just gradually sort of moving in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what you could do is use the boot of the car and the B pillar here.
Yeah.
That's another reference, and then you can make a bit more of a sharper turn because you've got a bit more clearance in the front.
Yeah.
But just those blind spot checks again.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you're checking their blind spot as you're pulling up, and that you're monitoring the blind spots as you're reversing. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, let's move off. And let's turn right into the next street here. And then work your way around the end of the road. A left turn at the end of the road here. Not a massive, Emily, but I noticed that when you're turning, especially particularly with the left turn, you're
Yeah.
leaving your hands locked into
Okay.
sort of whatever position you end up at.
Yeah.
Rather, you should like bring your hands back to the top of the wheel, you know,
Okay.
in that
Yeah.
foot of the three position.
Yeah.
Right turn. Nice, good work. Left turn into the next street. Left turn at the end of the road. Yeah. Right turn at the end of the road. Second exit at this roundabout. This is just the 50k area.
Yeah.
Right turn at the roundabout, second exit. Just a little bit more spacing away from the island.
Yeah.
In case you end up with the tire mounting it,
Yeah.
you know. Let's turn left into the street here. Straight ahead at this intersection here. At the end of the road, we'll turn right. Emily, there's a flush median in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And I just want to see whether you know how to use the flush median to turn right. You know, when the right's clear and the left's busy.
Yeah.
In that sort of situation. So even if it clears up on both sides, show me how you would use the flush median. Take your time. Yes, exactly in this sort of situation here.
Letting me through.
Yeah, you know, this is a really interesting scenario, and it's great that this has happened.
Yeah.
But that would be an immediate fail.
Yeah.
Or failing to give way on your part.
Oh, even though he was waving me through.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was too close to us, he has the right of way, then he shouldn't be giving way to us, and we shouldn't be taking that gap.
Okay.
Perhaps you moved into the flush median a little bit too fast as well, and then that might have caused them to think, oh, is she going to go? Is she not going to go? And then I'll just give way. Okay. But if you move in a little bit slower, then they know that that's your intention. You're going to stop there, you're going to pause there, left turn. So if they otherwise, quick scan to the left while you're waiting, you know, just so you can have a scan into the direction of travel. Take your time. We haven't had a good gap yet. Nice. So there's a couple of things about, you know, that situation where we moved into the flush median. Like, had that person, you know, prompted you or flashed their lights and they were like, you know, 100 meters away or 50 meters away, and we had that sufficient gap, then that's acceptable. But
because they slowed down. And,
yes, you'd be deemed to be causing, you know, people to.
So would that be like an immediate fail?
It would be an immediate fail. Yeah, fail to give way. Let's try that again. So let's turn right into the next street. Oh, sorry, right into the next street.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just after the little island in the middle there.
Yeah.
Just over here. There we go. And then let's pull left into this little parking space there on the left. And then just pull forward a little bit more, and then we'll just do a U-turn. Okay. We'll just turn around in one movement. Let's just see what this red U's doing. Okay. All right. Yeah, we don't have to worry about them then. Good. That's it. Cool. So let's try that flush median use again. Let's turn right. And this time go a little bit slower so that it's clear to people that you're going to end up paused inside the... That's it. Slower. Yeah, this sort of speed. Yep, that's good. That's good. Nice. And then it's much easier to control the vehicle as well. Yeah. And then accelerating out. A little bit more accelerator, just so that we can build enough speed so that the vehicle behind us doesn't catch up to us. But they were going quite fast, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you can make the wipers faster if you like, you know, just by going
Push it
one
down.
down. Yeah. There we go. And you can do the back wiper with a knob at the end, just pushing, rotating it away from you. Yes. At the end of the road, we'll turn left. Quick scan to the left while you're waiting. With those left turns as well, Emily, you know what you could do is you could come a little bit further to the left.
Yeah.
And that way you're slightly more angled to the left, you're closer to the white line.
Yeah.
And I think that might give you a bit of a better view to the right as well.
Yeah.
And it'll allow you to be closer to the giveaway line, off the road more if you're more angled, sort of to the left.
Okay.
At the roundabout, we'll take the first exit, left turn. At the roundabout, let's take the third exit, right turn. Sorry, let's continue straight ahead.
Straight?
Yes, second exit. While we're waiting, Emily, you know, just with that speed bump behind us, that is a pedestrian crossing. The lines are faded out, so just make sure you don't end up stopped on top of it. there's a vehicle in front, like we are now, then the other vehicle should stop.
Okay.
You know,
Like
behind.
behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the road, turn right. Whoa, okay. All right. First street on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously that was a valid pause there.
Yeah.
There's no issues there.
Okay.
They're welcome to overtake us if they're in such a super hurry
Yeah.
or whatever. Right turn into the first street on the right, and you're welcome to slow down the wiper if you like. Right turn, nice and slow. That's it. And at the end of the road, we'll turn left. Nice and easy. That's it. And let's turn right into the street here. So here's that same road that we were traveling past earlier on. Yep. And then indicate. Okay. And you probably start that indicator a little bit earlier again,
Okay.
like just in anticipation of the maneuver. You know, like we know that we're gonna have to cross.
Yeah.
Boom, get that indicator going early, and then people behind us know that we're gonna.
Yeah.
Left turn this intersection here. Left turn at the end of the road here. Good work. And then we'll turn left into the first street on our left. Just before the sign. Yeah. So you can almost move into this lane. Yeah, so, yes, and then let's turn right into the shops. And then Emily, let's park up on the left-hand side. Let's either reverse park or... It's okay. You're welcome to readjust, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to get it in the first attempt. Yeah, check both of them spots. That's it. And there was just one other thing I wanted to check off. Yep, that's good enough. Let's get you to reverse out to the right, as if, you know, we're going to go down that way and then exit out that way.
So like out, like that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
like that. Now, and then let's get you to reverse into one of the car park spots.
Okay. Like now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just anyone.
Do I?
You don't have to, but you could
No.
indicate right
Okay.
to show that you're. But it's not a requirement that you indicate when you're reversing.
Yeah.
Nice and slow. Slow yourself down if you need to. Scan both your blind spots, both ways. Good. Straighten up. Cool, you happy with that?
Yeah.
I think you can come back a little bit more, and then, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Pause, gear into park, handbrake up. All right, good. You can leave the ignition running.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe turn the wiper off and maybe turn the lights off as well. All the way up. And that back wiper too. I think if you turn that knob back towards you.
Oh. Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. How was that?
Yeah, I'm happy. I get a little. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I learnt lots.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are some of the things we've spoken about today?
Like using the medium line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Had you not practiced that before, or you mean just?
I had a little, just like knowing that like the guy who tried to let me in, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And indicating on like crossing the line, even though there wasn't really a line there.
No, that's right. So whether it's the center of the road or whether it's the center line, and if you feel like you're going more than, well, the rule is if you're going more than halfway, the width of the car across, or that you're crossing the center line or halfway.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Anything else?
I'm sure there were a few things. I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good to do this.
Oh, good, good. No, Emily, I think you did well too.
Yeah.
There was lots of things that I did like. You know, you felt you seemed confident, you know, in terms of the vehicle control.
Yeah.
Good speed control as well. Good mirror checking and stuff. There were a few things that I did pick up on, and maybe that we talked about as well. Like, for example, the scanning. I liked that when you were going through cross intersections, that you were scanning both ways.
Yeah.
Even when we had the right of way,
Yeah.
Because you never know who's gonna like fail to give way, right?
Yeah.
So even when you have the right of way, you were scanning both sides. Something I did talk about was scanning your left while you're waiting for cars, you know, to pass you on the right while you're giving way. You might as well scan the direction of travel, identify any signs and stuff. We talked about that. Otherwise, we also sort of talked about scanning forward too. Trying to identify the changes early, the lane splits, the merges.
Oh yeah, and I learned like when the lane goes into two, I have to indicate what one I choose.
Yeah, absolutely. That's nice to do as well. Again, that rule is like if you're moving more than the width of the car to the left or the right, that's when you've got to indicate. But it's hard to judge whether you're moving more than the width. So it's just basically just indicate if you're moving one way or the other. We also talked about checking your blind spots when you're reversing, for the parallel park, when you're pulling up and then when you're reversing, and that continuously monitoring them. And that's sort of how you can space out that 2 minutes as well. Like if you're constantly monitoring, then that will sort of consume some of that other 2 minutes as well. And then just towards the end, we also talked about positioning your vehicle more to the left. And if you do that, I think you will have a better view of the right as well. If you sort of move in like that, follow the curb. If it sort of verges to the left, then follow it to the left, and move all the way up to the giveaway line, and that'll give you a better view to the right, and you'll be better positioned because sometimes when you're not so far to the left, then you're taking the turn a little bit wider. You're sort of moving into the center versus moving to the left of the lane, just real minute. And then we also talked about the steering towards sort of the midway point, because I noticed that you were consistently doing that. You turn the wheel and then you just leave your hands in that position there. But rather, if you bring your hands back to the 2:45, then you're ready to steer some more if you need to. Just remember either to bring your hands back or maybe just use that push-pull technique rather than the cross one when you're turning. So that's just some general stuff there. In terms of the maneuvers themselves, with the reverse park, both times we talked about making sure that you're checking your blind spot as you're pulling up. And then going to reverse, check both your blind spots before you begin the reverse maneuver. And then we also talked about the reference points. That's fine if you're using your back tire and the boot of the car, that's fine too. But it does make for less sort of clearance space, so then you wouldn't turn so sharp. Or you'd move back and use this pillar as a reference, and then you could do a sharper turn, or whichever you prefer. With the first dead end, you asked me if you need to indicate, and yes, you do need to indicate. So then you fix that yourself in the second attempt. The 3-point turn was good. Just make sure that you're monitoring the blind spots while you're reversing. The U-turn was good. The flush median from the top of the road, I like that you moved into the checked your blind spot and then only moved into the flush median from the top of the road. That's good. And then from the bottom, it's good that you're familiar with the maneuver, but I just recommend just going into that flush median a bit slower. Easier to control the vehicle, and then easier to start scanning for your gap as well. And then it doesn't scare people as well. Otherwise, they're like, oh, what should we do? I'll just slow down and then give it away. Otherwise, they're confident. They know that she's just moving into the flush median. And then obviously you can adjust your speed depending on whether you do see a gap coming up on the left as well, right? And then if you see a gap, then you can sort of, have a bit more speed. But otherwise, just go nice and slow in. We did one change lane, and that was good. It'd be nice to see whether you're, as confident with other traffic around us. I don't think there was a vehicle, but it was a little bit of a distance away. The merges were all good. The first one, the indication was a little bit late, last minute. So we talked about scanning then as well. Don't we? Like when you turn left, then you want to turn slowly enough so that you can scan all the way up, and then you start to gradually build your speed. Rather than you didn't turn too fast, but if you turn fast, then you might miss out on some of those
Yeah.
cues that you could pick up on. And then the lane split, we just talked about moving into the left lane by default.
Yeah.
Because that's what the road code says, keep left unless you're passing, overtaking, or turning right. And then we just did the reverse maneuver. This is in a car park and it's quite narrow, so it's understandable that maybe you didn't go that far enough onto the correct side of the road. You kind of turned into the middle of the road. But otherwise, you would go a little bit further back. So that you can end up completely in your lane on that side. Cool. And then the points down the bottom are just the things that we've also already talked about. The blind spots, pulling over for the reverse parking before you reverse and while you're reversing. That sort of sequence, mirror, indicate, blind spot. Or you could go IMB, indicate, mirror, blind spot. That'd still be correct for the crossing the center line and the dead end at the end. And then the positioning, turning left into the left turns. So if this was the test, you'd have at least a couple of critical errors there, and then maybe one immediate fail. The couple critical errors are the not indicating, not checking your blind spot when you've crossed that center line, to pass the big truck and the rubbish bin. And then not checking your blind spot when you've pulled over for the reverse park. And then the fail to give way at the flat median. But overall, in general, a good, you've done really well, a good attempt. There's just a few things to fix, but I think, you're nearly there, and you've got a good 2 weeks to go, so you've got time to fix these issues, spend a little bit more time doing the reverse parking, and then just a little bit more time just general driving. Emily, well done.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think I've sorted it all out.
Okay, good. What I'll do is I'll email this through to you on the email address that you've sent, and then you're welcome to give me a yell if you do want another coaching session. Now that we've identified the issues, we can spend a bit of time, just 1 hour, go over all of these things that we've spoken about. Otherwise, well done. I'll end the video now. Thank you everyone for watching. Come back and Emily will give us an update on the 2nd of March on the channel on whether she's, no doubt she will have passed. So we'll have some good news. Cool, excellent. All right then, thank you. And I'll end the video there.